Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you're a fellow toy collector or a fan of pop culture in general, please subscribe to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. I do often open recently acquired toys or collectibles, and today I am opening for Masters of the Universe Origins, this Sketchbook Series 2-pack of Hordak and Grizzlor, inspired by original concept art. I was so excited to find this at Target recently. I didn't realize these were coming out. I've seen them online, and I just thought it was kind of a pipe dream. Like, oh, I don't think I'll ever find that or acquire that, at least at retail. And sure enough, there it was. Several of them, in fact, at a local Target here in Phoenix. Now, this is such a niche item, if you're a Masters of the Universe fan, that I find it hard to believe that it warrants a retail release. This is the kind of stuff that I think is worthy of the Mattel Creations website, whereas mainstay Masters of the Universe characters like Rio Blast, who was recently released on Mattel Creations, that's the stuff that should go to retail. The characters that I love most from my childhood that were kind of core to the original Masters of the Universe line, that's the stuff that should be out there for adult collectors like me and the next generation of He-Man fans. And then this deep cut stuff is what I would expect to find on the Mattel website. But we seem to have the opposite thing going on, which unfortunately may result in the death of this line at retail. Nevertheless, it's 2025. This stuff started in 2020, and here we are. And I couldn't be more excited. The lighting in here is not great because I'm filming from a different angle in my living room. But I'm going to tear into this thing. Beautiful package art here on the back. I'm sure you can see this online if it isn't clear here via my phone. But it is signed, I noticed, Fetch 2024. I presume this was drawn. I'll confess, or if it's F-Etch, actually, that might be a period after the F. I don't know who that artist is, but he is, or she is. They are continuing the rich tradition of this awesome package art. And you can see the character detail there. There's Grizzlor, who was originally meant to look something like a mammoth meets a warthog or something. And then there's Hordak, who still has this kind of mechanized arm of weapons. He's armed, quite literally. But his face is different. He's got a battle helmet. It really speaks to the more barbarian aspect of the Masters of the Universe franchise. And what I think I appreciate most about this idea, this sketchbook series, is that you could pair these characters, these figures, with the Lords of Power action figures they released a few years ago as variants in the Origins line. And so you kind of have this very subtle, like a sub release through Origins of these prototypical Masters of the Universe characters. Lords of Power is what Masters was originally called, and then I think some people at Mattel or Filmation or both or neither, I don't know, but somebody thought it sounded a little too religious, so they went with Masters of the Universe instead, and a legend was born. But those Lords of Power figures were promoted as such, I believe, in at least one catalog. And they had a slightly different design in their prototype. And again, as part of this Origins line, those prototypes finally saw kind of release. So again, I think pairing these kind of concept figures with those guys makes for this weird subset of like almost parallel Earth style figures in this in the same way that Origins has kind of presented a story with the Snake Men, like this takeover of the Snake Men for a few waves, so too you have this, where you can imagine what Masters of the Universe would have been like had these concepts come to life. And just again, the original sketches here on the box. I kind of wish they had credited, I don't know if it was Mark Taylor or somebody else at Mattel that drew those sketches, but that would have been a next level inclusion on this packaging, is to just say, okay, these are clearly inspired by sketches. Who drew those sketches? There are so many unsung heroes in the action figure industry. There is concept art that produces this, and I would have loved for those artists to have received credit here because they so rarely do. All right, here we go. Oh, beautiful little back piece here with some additional art even. Yeah, what I struggle with here, and it's a very minor criticism because I love that these figures exist, but what I struggle with is these are sketches, right? And a novice might presume that these are the sketches that these characters are based from, and they're not. These are sketches of the concepts that were originally sketched, what, 40 years ago at this point? I think you understand what I'm saying, but that's a minor criticism. Include the original sketches here. Present some of the history that's a part of these amazing figures. Just take it to that next level. I almost thought that these figures were not bound in. I was going to be super excited, but sure enough, needless plastic, binding them to the shrink wrap here. But okay, Hordak, wow, what a crazy cool character this is. And what's interesting is I really like this figure as his own character. It's almost a shame that this is a prototypical Hordak, because this would be an awesome Horde warrior of some other kind. He's got a spiked harness here. He's got, I don't know if this is supposed to be a laser or a claw or what, but that's really cool. He's got the He-Man kind of horned helmet here that comes with those earliest concepts. And that is a really cool figure. Even the boots are unique because it has that additional strap there right below the knee, above the calf. Wow, and the sculpting on this. There's another bat emblem on the back in addition to the Horde symbol on the front, which that red on black reminds me of Batman Beyond just a little bit. Totally unrelated, obviously, to He-Man. Wow, this is a surprisingly cool character. And I hope whoever designed this, I'm not sure if it would be Mark Taylor, who's sadly no longer with us, but I hope whoever designed this is still with us to see what has come of this. I should have consulted the Battle Ram blog before I started this video. The Battle Ram blog is an amazing source for He-Man history. And I saw these sketches there first, I'm sure. Here we have Grizzlor, who, if you're a He-Man fan, you know is a very fuzzy character. I think I have him open up here. I opened Grizzlor, right? There he is. Yeah, he's a very fuzzy character. And this guy instead is a bit more traditional in his sculpt. This is just plastic, but wow, this is an incredible figure too. I mean, these are some of the best Origins figures, and they really don't even exist as actual characters in Masters of the Universe. It's pretty wild. Look at this guy. Look at that sculpting. It's almost evocative of the Masters of the Universe bootlegs that came out. You know, like those weird wrestling guys that had animal heads. I could see this version of Grizzlor fitting right in. And I'm wondering if boots like that are a potential sculpt they can reuse for Dragster, is the character that I'm thinking of, also a Horde member. I'm wondering if that is a possible reuse there. I did notice that the top of Hordak's arm here too could be maybe a trap jaw, shoulder, bicep. I'm not sure exactly, but I could see that. His belt is spiked too, I just realized. And then Grizzlor comes with these terror claws, which is a reuse, I believe, but frankly one that could go with multiple characters So I don't hate it here. Although his little kind of like woolly mammoth hands, what were those, like almost like little sloth hands or something like that. Easy to snap on, no problem. There's a strong playability, I think, with these figures for kids. I mean, they just look... Do you get the impression that I like them? Because they look really cool. This is a 10 out of 10, I think. As far as... Well, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, because my criticism of the packaging shows that there's a little room for improvement, strictly from a fanboy perspective. If you're going to go into the history of Masters of the Universe with this stuff, I say go all the way. You'll lose nothing in doing that. It's not like... this is such a niche concept that it's not like somebody would say, oh, I'm not going to buy that because it has bizarre, dated art on it. Instead, I think fans like me would see that and go, oh, that's the original sketch. And maybe some of us haven't even seen that before because you haven't frequented the Battle Ram blog or whatever. Oh, that's the original sketch that preceded the one that eventually actually became Hordak. This could have been Hordak himself with Grizzlor. So to put these figures alongside the Lords of Power, so you have this weird alternative Eternia, and not just the Lords of Power, but the Keldor Origins Chronos. I'm looking at it up here on my shelf. I haven't opened it yet. Came out years ago, of course. But so you have a Keldor and an Origins Chronos. You have these weird versions of Beastman, Merman. So to have all of these figures together in that way is awesome. I think it's kind of a sub-genre, as I mentioned, of Masters that has rarely been explored until now, and it's truly the origins of these He-Man characters. So there is no better place for them. At retail, it's a gamble. I saw multiple packs there. I bought one right away. If I had waited a month, would I have found them at a discount? Because, you know, they're going to eventually be on clearance. I don't know. But if there are other fans like me excited to see the stuff in Phoenix, I didn't want to take the chance. I snatched them up. And I certainly do not regret it. And these are going to go up on the shelf right away. So thanks, Mattel. And keep this kind of stuff coming. Maybe more so on your website. And clear the pegs at retail for some of the characters we have yet to see in the Origins line. Again, Twistoid, Roton. Have we had a Gwildor yet? We have a He-Man movie coming out, so maybe dip into the old Masters of the Universe movie characters to celebrate the release of the new He-Man movie, because that will inevitably have its own action figures as well, and who knows what that means for this line. So, you know, we have some more core characters to get out there. As much as I love this stuff, can we just sweep that first and then delve into this catalog? That's my only request. Rant over. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. You know, I do make mini comics that feature my own original characters. I self-publish comics and zines right here in Phoenix, Arizona about superheroes that I've created. Speed Cameron, June Monsoon, the Dust Devil, Sam Brero. Those are some of my original characters. You can find all of that stuff over on my Instagram at AmazingAZ Comics. I'd love for you to follow me there too. Just support my self-publishing efforts, if only with that follow. That would be greatly appreciated. But on my Instagram, you'll see the link to my Etsy store where you could actually buy some of my comics. That's the best way to support me, support this channel, and support my toy collecting habit. Tune in next time when I grab another unopened toy from the stack here in my living room and I say, you know what? Just open it. I'll catch you next time.